Hey guys, do you think that the jury got it right with the O.J. Simpson verdict? I do. Do you think that the jury got it right with the Casey Anthony verdict? I do. Do you think the jury got it right with the Jodi Arias verdict? I don't, because I don't think her trial seemed to be very fair with the way that prosecutor was allowed to yell at everybody. That seemed very over the top, unnecessary. I also think it's weird that her lawyer went on to write a book trashing her, because if that's how he felt about her, then what the heck was he doing representing her? Or I guess, really, how hard did he try, right? If he couldn't stand her. I'm not saying that O.J. Simpson is innocent, but I think the jury got it right. And I'm not saying that Casey Anthony is innocent either, but I think the jury got it right. And you know what? I'm not saying Jodi Arias is innocent at all, but I don't think her trial seemed very fair. Notice while I'm talking about these cases, there aren't any shiners jumping up and down, hurling insults. Because it's okay to talk about OJ. It's okay to talk about Casey Anthony. And it's okay to even talk about Jodi Arias. But boy, oh boy, you better not talk about you know who, because she was perfect. In the case of Christopher Watts, there was no trial. And that's really too bad. And I personally don't think it had anything to do with the death penalty, whether or not it was going to be on the table or not. But it's really too bad there was no trial, because I think that Christopher Watts deserved to be heard. I think that Christopher Watts was a battered husband. And I think had he been female, I think at trial the jurors would have been able to hear the evidence of the abuses that went on in that marriage. Did you ever hear of the case of Mary Winkler, who shot and killed her husband while he was sleeping? She had a financial mess going on too, just like Christopher Watts' wife did. She didn't want her husband to know the truth. But that morning she was supposed to bring her husband with her to the bank to settle the financial matter, or to at least try to arrange some sort of payments so that she wouldn't get in further trouble. Well, she's female, of course, so at her trial, the jurors were allowed to hear about how her husband treated her in the bedroom. She served a total of 210 days in jail, and I think 50 or 60 of those days weren't even spent in jail. I think she was able to get help to recover from the trauma she had been through. Why on earth are there so many people on social media who are so willing to ignore the abuses that seem so obvious to so many of us in all of those videos that are posted online? Does abuse only matter when it's the husband who is the abuser? Are we supposed to pretend away those videos where little Bella looked so scared, or when she was hungry, or when she was crying? and pretend to ourselves that she was not being abused? You know, domestic violence doesn't mean it's a guy wearing a wife beater, holding a beer, backhanding his wife and kids from time to time. And sometimes domestic violence is really hard to identify. It's very difficult to recognize sometimes because abusers are very manipulative, they're very cunning, and they're dishonest as hell. I urge you to take another look at those videos and focus on poor little Bella and Cece. Stop with the pretending their mother was perfect and really take a close look at those videos. And maybe you'll see what a lot of us are seeing. Two little girls who deserved far better than how they were treated in their lives and how their lives were so tragically cut short.